So here we go. This is going to be how I like to make meatloaf. Meatloaf's another one of those things like pizza sauce. You can pretty much throw what you want at it. You know, as long as you like it, that's what counts. And this is just kind of a basic thing I've got going on. About a pound each, beef and pork. I like the 50-50 mix on it. Some people don't like pork in their meatloaf. They just use nothing but beef. You can buy ground pork, but I just go ahead and buy the pork loin sirloin. I'm going to cut this up into chunks and just put it in the food processor with a chopper blade, turn it into ground pork. No big deal. And let's see, we got 3 slices of bread that I've dried out. I like to put breadcrumbs in my meatloaf so it's not so heavy. Also had a couple extra hot dog rolls sitting around. I just threw the bread on a pan, put it in the oven for about 170 degrees. Yeah, not 170 minutes, 170 degrees or so. Below 200. About 3 hours. It dries them out nice. You can then toast them if you want to add some extra flavor. I don't really bother. There you go. Just going to crumble that all up. 2 eggs. 2 or 3 cloves of fresh garlic, chopped or minced. Again, you can do it either way you want, depending on texture and taste. I mince mine up for better distribution through the meat. You can use a garlic press too if you have it. If you don't have fresh, you can just use garlic powder. If you use garlic salt, remember you're putting salt in, so don't put the extra salt in. Again, watch it. Fresh ground black pepper. Got some rosemary, a little ground mustard, some smoked paprika, about a quarter teaspoon, teaspoon and a half, quarter to a half teaspoon of pepper. I like to limit my salt on this to about quarter to a half teaspoon at max, especially if I'm using pork. And that's about it as far as ingredients. We're going to mash these up. We're going to get the meat cut up and put all the ingredients in and get the mixing. And just so you know what I'm doing, I'll go ahead and do this. I'll do the steps, but I'll probably put it in fast forward, so I don't make this too long or too boring. So just going to mash this stuff up to begin with. I'm being kind of silly about this. I got a food processor. Sometimes I forget because I'm so used to doing everything by hand. Give us a couple pulses. There we go. Just so there's no lumps in it, really. No chunks. At least no big chunks. There you go. Looks like that. There we go. Nice breadcrumb. Now we'll get to work on the rest of it. Something I forgot to mention. Hang on. I've got about a half a green pepper, a really small onion, or a half an onion, both fine diced. I'm going to put in this. This adds a little extra flavor and a little extra moisture to it, so your meatloaf doesn't dry out. There we go. And just for the heck of it, a little Worcestershire. Maybe a tablespoon. Ugh, if I can get it open. There we go. That'll do. Mixers. Okay, so there we go. It's all nice and mixed. Forgot to mention, I use 80-20 ground beef. That seems to be about all the fat it needs. You can use 75-25 if you want. 90-10's a little lean, but if that's what you need, go with it. Now it's all nice and mixed. Got a regular loaf pan here. Looks like, I don't know, 10 by 6, something like that. Could measure it. Aha. Yeah, it's 10 by 5. And the reason for the 2+ pounds of meat is I like to fill this pan up. Not all the way. But now you gotta do, get this together and get it into here. Whoops. Let's give me something to sit on. Here we go. And that's about as full as I like to get it. About an inch from the top. 3/4 of an inch would work. When you put it in there, you saw me pull the whole thing out in one chunk and put it in there. It's just easier. Start from the center and push down to the ends and work it into the corners. Get your top bone nice and as even as you can. It'll cook more evenly and better. But that's it. You can wrap it up. Put foil on it if you want to. I don't bother. I cook it open. I will just put some saran wrap on this and a rubber band to keep the moisture in. 350, 375, 40 minutes, maybe. That's usually enough to cook it through. If you want a crispy top, when you know it's cooked, I use a thermometer to check the inside. And I run this to at least 150, no less. That's the safe temperature for cooking pork. I like to go to about 160. But if you want the crispy top on it, check it with a thermometer. When it gets to 160, turn your broiler on, move your rack up, and let the broiler char this top off for you. 2 to 5 minutes depending on your oven. Again, no big deal, no problem. But there you go, simple meatloaf. Gonna be good tonight. Gonna have some potatoes with this. Gonna have some gravy with some paprika, salt, pepper, and rosemary and garlic. Rosemary and garlic mashed potato. Woohoo! So that'll be good to go. So there you go. Hope it helps somebody out. Again, remember, make it how you want it. Make it how you like it. That's what cooking's all about anyway. Or make it how somebody else likes it if you're going to serve. Nothing better than that when you do that and they like it. So there you go. I'm out. We'll see you next time.